All right, so let's start with the big story that's in fact just come in from Qatar, where according to reports, Qatar has reportedly withdrawn as a key mediator in the Gaza ceasefire and hostage deal talks. Now, the Arab nation has warned Hamas that its Doha office no longer serves its purpose. Reports indicate that the Qataris have informed both the Israelis and Hamas that as long as there is a refusal to negotiate a deal for a ceasefire in good faith, then they cannot continue to mediate. As a consequence, the Hamas political office no longer serves its purpose. Hamas officials have said that the group has not received any official request to leave Qatar so far. The report also said the Qataris have informed the U.S. administration that they would be ready to re-engage in mediation when both Hamas and the State of Israel demonstrate a sincere willingness to return to the negotiating table. For many months now, Qatar, along with the United States and Egypt, has been engaged in negotiations for a potential truce in the Gaza Strip, for the safe return of the hostages who are currently in Hamas's captivity, and also for the release of the Palestinian prisoners who are in Israeli prisons.
And camera producer, maybe we can sneak you in, but we might have to cut audio.
All right, now to give us more perspective on this, we've joined by retired Lieutenant Colonel Daniel Davis, who's a military expert and also host of Daniel Davis Deep Dive, and he's joining us on this broadcast. Now, Colonel Davis, this is an interesting development that's come 13 months into this war, where Qatar has said that Hamas's office in Qatar no longer serves its purpose, and it has also gone on to state that it is withdrawing from its role as a mediator for a ceasefire and a hostage release deal between Hamas and the State of Israel. What's your reading into this?
Listen, I think this is a bad situation and a bad development. This is setting back even the possibilities of peace. It's setting back the possibility of Israel getting its hostages back, and it's setting back the possibility of even reaching a ceasefire to end the fighting so that negotiations can even start. And according to what's been read, the United States has been putting lots of pressure on Qatar. They apparently have been trying to do this for at least the last couple of months. And I would only imagine that the Israeli sides are probably okay with this. Even though they say that their stated objective is to get their hostages back, they have resolutely not taken the actions that would be necessary to do that. And the United States seems unwilling to use much of its leverage to bring Israel into a situation where it may do that. And, for Hamas side, they have also been recalcitrant. It's not like they're the innocent victims in this. They have also tried to set unreasonable demands of their own. And the bottom line is the people of Palestine keep suffering, and the people, the Israeli hostages remain in captivity. And that's the unpleasant truth of it.
Qatar has also said that, there is no way that there can be a ceasefire deal unless both parties are willing to negotiate in good faith. That's a pretty strong statement that the Qataris have put out, that the negotiations that are happening at this moment are perhaps not happening in good faith. Who do you think is not negotiating in good faith here?
I mean, I can't imagine that anything besides both sides. I think that I think this represents a lot of frustration with the Qataris, that they have been really trying to do this mediating role. And they see, what we all see on the surface of it, frankly, a lack of interest on the Israeli side, and even a lack of interest on the Palestinian side, because there are some compromises they could have made that may have been able to be reached as a negotiation solution, but they didn't seem to be willing to make those. And at some point there seems to be, at least in the view of the Qataris, no point in going on. Now it's also interesting the timing. After now the Biden administration is now their candidate lost the election, so that it's going to be a change of power before January. So now in the 70 some odd days in between now and then, it's a pretty meaningful change that's going to be impacting the next administration that's going to come in. So it's going to be interesting to see how that dynamic continues to play on these negotiations.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Thank you very much indeed, Colonel Davis, for joining us and getting us those details there. For all the latest news, download the WION app and subscribe to our YouTube channel.